You spend thousands of dollars on a home renovation. You love it. You live with it for 3 years. Then you decide to sell. And your real estate agent walks in, looks at that renovation, and tells you something painful. That upgrade you loved, it is going to cost you money at sale. Not earn it. Cost it. Here is what nobody tells you before you renovate. The National Association of Realtors tracks this every year. Some of the most expensive renovations Americans do recover almost none of their cost at resale. A few actually drop the asking price, and most homeowners do not find out until they list the home. We are not talking about a few $100s. We are talking about $10, $20, even $30,000 gone. Today, I am showing you 7 home renovations that quietly destroy your home's resale value. They look smart on paper, they feel like upgrades, and buyers see them as a problem to fix. The worst one? I saved it for number 1. It involves 2 cars with nowhere to park, a door that used to open, and a room your buyers will pay to remove. But first, let us start with number 7. Number 7. Carpet in the bathroom. Carpet in the bathroom. Wall to wall, wrapped around the toilet base, soft underfoot when you step out of the shower. This was a popular installation in American homes between 1970 and the early 2000s. At the time, builders pitched it as warm and luxurious. Cold tile in winter was unpleasant. Carpet felt like a hotel suite. Here is the problem nobody mentioned at installation. Bathrooms are wet rooms. Steam, splashes, drips. Even in the cleanest household, moisture finds its way into the carpet pad underneath. And once it is there, it does not leave easily. Mold and mildew thrive in damp carpet padding, and what we can infer from inspector reports is straightforward. Even when the carpet looks clean on top, the assumption from the buyer's side is almost always the worst. The resale piece is consistent. Based on what real estate professionals widely report, buyers often open the bathroom door, see the carpet, and mentally subtract several $1,000s from the asking price before they have even seen the kitchen. Buyers with allergies frequently skip the home entirely. The fix is non-negotiable. Pull the carpet. Large format porcelain tile in a warm neutral tone reads modern and handles moisture indefinitely. Luxury vinyl plank is the budget-friendly option. It looks like natural wood and survives water without flinching. If you already have bathroom carpet, you do not need a full remodel. A weekend installation of vinyl plank is among the highest return projects on this entire list. Speaking of bathrooms, number 6 is a feature that signaled wealth 30 years ago. Today, design observers point to it as a renovation buyers are quietly planning to demolish. Number 6. Built-in jetted bathtubs. The built-in jetted bathtub. That dramatic corner installation in the primary bathroom with marble surround and jets along every side. These were marketed as the symbol of master bathroom luxury between 1990 and the early 2000s. Builders installed them as the centerpiece of every primary suite renovation. For a decade, no luxury home was complete without one. Then, most homeowners discovered they used the tub 3 or 4 times in the first year and turned it into the most expensive towel rack in the house. According to the 2025 NKBA Design Trends report, jetted whirlpool tubs are now categorized in what designers call the exit lane, regardless of price band. The reasons are practical. Air-jet systems collect bacteria inside the plumbing over time. They pull electricity at the level of a small appliance, and the footprint they occupy could have housed a beautiful walk-in shower instead. What this likely means at resale is that buyers under 50 walking into the primary bathroom do not see luxury. They see a demolition cost they are factoring into their offer. Industry observers suggest the swing is often $8,000 to $10,000 below what a comparable home with a modern shower would receive. The timeless alternative is a clean walk-in shower with high-end tile, a built-in bench, and frameless glass. If you have a separate tub elsewhere in the home, the primary bathroom does not need one at all. If you already have a built-in jetted tub and you genuinely love it, use it. But if you are within 2 years of listing, A conversion to a walk-in shower almost always recovers more than it costs. Now here's where the advice gets dangerous. Once homeowners learn jetted tubs hurt resale, they tend to overcorrect into the next mistake. And number 5 might be the most damaging response to good advice on this entire list. Number 5, removing the last bathtub in the home. Removing the bathtub entirely. Every bathroom in the home converted to a walk-in shower. No tub anywhere in the house. This has accelerated dramatically between 2018 and today. Empty nesters started removing tubs they never used. Aging-in-place designers recommended walk-in showers for safety. Home improvement shows celebrated the look. Here is the nuance that matters. Converting one tub in a multi-bathroom home is generally fine. According to 2026 market data tracked across major remodeling markets, walk-in showers in primary bathrooms are now expected, not penalized. But removing every tub in the house is a different decision entirely. National Association of Home Builders data shows that 72% of first-time buyers rate having both a shower and a tub somewhere in the primary bathroom as either essential or desirable. And industry reports from major bathroom remodeling firms suggest that eliminating the only bathtub in a home can reduce the buyer pool by 10 to 15%, primarily families with young children who need a tub for bath time. What we can infer from this is straightforward. Fewer interested buyers means fewer offers. Fewer offers means longer time on market. And homes that sit on the market lose negotiating leverage. Every week, they remain unsold. The timeless approach is simple. If you have more than one bathroom, keep at least one with a tub. The hall bath or guest bath is the natural candidate. A clean alcove tub with a tile surround is all you need. It does not have to be a feature. It just has to exist. If you have already removed every tub, talk to your agent before you list. In many cases, adding a basic tub back into one bathroom recovers more than it costs. We are more than halfway through. And the next 3 renovations hurt the most because homeowners did not just lose money. They spent significant money to actively destroy something valuable. Number 4, over-personalized children's rooms. The custom children's bedroom. Princess Castle bed welded into a platform. Race car bed framed by track-shaped trim. Cartoon wallpaper covering every surface. This category exploded with the rise of home improvement television between 2010 and today. Parents who could afford it spent $5,000 to $10,000 on a single themed room. The child loved it. Here is the design principle nobody wants to hear. The more specific a space is, the smaller the buyer pool that can use it. A neutral bedroom with soft walls, good natural light, and a flexible layout works for any buyer, kid, teen, guest room, home office. A castle bed built into the wall with turret trim works for exactly one 8-year-old who does not exist yet in the buyer's family. What patterns observed during showing suggest is consistent. The most common question agents hear when buyers see a heavily themed room is not what a charming feature. It is how much will it cost us to remove that, and whatever number the buyer arrives at gets subtracted from the offer. The timeless approach is to keep children's rooms flexible. Paint a fun color if you want. Paint is one of the cheapest things to change before listing. Use removable wall decals instead of murals. Buy a themed bed that moves out with the child. Save the heavy custom built-ins for spaces that benefit every adult buyer. If you already have a heavily themed room and you are planning to sell, the fix is straightforward. Repaint in a warm neutral tone. Remove decals and murals. Replace themed furniture with simple pieces. You do not have to demolish anything permanent if the bones are still flexible. And speaking of decisions you cannot easily undo, the next renovation is the one homeowners regret the loudest, because they actively destroyed something valuable to install something cheap. Number 3, cheap laminate installed over original hardwood. Cheap laminate floors installed directly over original hardwood, or budget vinyl plank floating on top of solid oak that has been in the home for 50 to 100 years. This trend took hold between 2005 and 2018, when big box marketing convinced American homeowners that their original hardwood was dated. Builder-grade laminate promised the look of real wood at half the cost, and millions of homeowners covered up some of the most valuable features in their homes for the price of an afternoon project. Here is what the data actually shows. According to the National Association of Realtors 2022 Remodeling Impact Report, refinishing existing hardwood floors returns approximately 147% of project cost, the single highest cost recovery of any interior remodeling project tracked. Installing new hardwood returns 118%. And NAR buyer surveys consistently show that 54% of buyers are willing to pay more for a home with hardwood floors. What this likely means is that hiding hardwood under laminate is the equivalent of taking a vintage leather jacket and covering it in pleather. The buyer cannot see what is underneath, cannot photograph it, cannot fall in love with it, and the laminate on top reads to most buyers as builder grade and obviously fake. The fix, if you are renovating now, is to check what is under your existing floors before covering anything. Lift a vent cover, check inside a closet, pull back a corner of carpet in an inconspicuous spot. You might be sitting on thousands of dollars of value right now. If you already covered up hardwood with laminate, refinishing what is underneath typically costs $3 to $8 per square foot, a fraction of the recovery at resale. Speaking of expensive renovations that quietly fail, number 2 is the addition millions of American homeowners spent $30,000 to install, and the appraisal world refuses to credit almost any of it. Number 2, 3-season sunroom additions. The 3-season sunroom. That glassed-in room tacked onto the back of the house with aluminum frames, sliding screens, and a floor that often sits an inch lower than the rest of the home. Sunroom additions exploded in popularity between 2000 and 2018, as homeowners looked for affordable square footage without a full home addition. Prefab kits made installation fast. Contractors marketed them as 4-season rooms even when they were not. Here is the rule appraisers actually follow. The ANNDZ 765 standard, used by appraisers across the United States, only credits interior square footage as gross living area when it meets specific conditions, permanent foundation, finished to the same standard as the rest of the home, HVAC tied directly into the main system and accessible through interior space. A reasonable interpretation of why most sunrooms fail at appraisal is that they miss at least one of these tests. Many fail several. What this means in practice is that the room you spent $30,000 to add often does not show up as added square footage on the formal valuation. Industry data suggests typical sunroom return on investment lands in the 50 to 70% range, meaning a meaningful share of the investment is simply not recovered. There is also the design problem. A glassy aluminum box bolted onto the back of a traditional brick ranch rarely matches the original architecture. Buyers see something they will either have to remove, rebuild properly, or live with as a bonus space they cannot fully use in winter. The timeless approach is to think hard before adding a sunroom at all. If you genuinely want more usable interior space, a properly built 4-season room with full insulation, central HVAC matching foundation, and integrated exterior finishes will cost more. But it will actually count as square footage on the appraisal. If you already have a 3-season sunroom and are within 2 years of listing, the upgrade to true 4-season standards often converts a liability into an asset on appraisal day. And now, the moment I have been building toward. Number 1. The renovation that almost every American homeowner has at least considered. The renovation that scares away buyers before they tour the home. The one I mentioned at the beginning, and based on what real estate professionals consistently report across suburban markets, it may be the reason your neighbor's identical home is going to sell for thousands more than yours. Number 1. Converting the garage into living space. Converting the garage into living space. Out comes the drywall, in go the floors, the lighting, the heating. The garage door gets sealed off and replaced with a window. The space becomes a home gym, a home office, or a guest bedroom, and then they list the home. Here is what the data actually shows, and it is more nuanced than most homeowners realize. In dense urban markets, parts of the Bay Area, certain neighborhoods in major coastal cities, a permitted high-quality garage conversion can actually ADD value. Living space is at a premium. Buyers prioritize square footage over a parking space they would not use anyway. In suburban and most non-urban American markets, the math flips. According to real estate professionals interviewed across multiple suburban markets, homes without a functional garage routinely show appraisal deductions in the range of $5,000 to $10,000, sometimes more. And what we can infer from agent surveys is that some buyers do not negotiate down at all. They simply cross the listing off their list. The cost layer makes it worse. A garage conversion typically costs $25,000 to $40,000 to install properly. The buyer who eventually makes an offer often factors in another $10,000 to $15,000 to convert the space back. A reasonable interpretation is that a garage is not just storage. In most American neighborhoods outside dense urban cores, it is the most universally desired functional feature in residential real estate. Eliminating it is rarely a renovation. It is the removal of something the next buyer assumes will be there. The timeless approach is straightforward. If you need a home gym, look at the basement, a bonus room above the existing garage, or a backyard shed conversion. If you need a home office, convert a spare bedroom. If you need a guest room, the formal dining room many homes never actually use is almost always a better candidate. If you have already converted your garage, do not panic. Talk to a contractor before you list. Even a partial restoration, parking for one car with storage for the rest, is dramatically better than no garage at all in most suburban markets. The principle behind a garage is timeless. The renovation is rarely worth it. Here is what all 7 of these renovations have in common. They all started as solutions to real problems. They made the homeowner happier in the short term. And based on what the appraisal data and agent surveys consistently show, many of them made the home worth less in the long term. Real value in residential design does not always come from making the home better for the current owner. It comes from making the home livable for the next owner. Personal preference and resale value are 2 different goals. The renovations that age beautifully serve both. Following personal preference ages your home. Designing with the next buyer in mind preserves it. If you have 1 or 2 of these renovations in your home right now, you are not alone. Most American homeowners have at least 1. The point is not to feel bad about past decisions. The point is to make better ones going forward and to fix what is still fixable before you list. Here is my question for you. Of these 7 renovations, how many are currently in your home? Count them honestly. Bathroom carpet, jetted tub, no bathtub at all, themed children's room, laminate over hardwood, 3-season sunroom, converted garage. How many out of 7? Drop your number in the comments. There is no shame in any answer. The point is awareness, so the next time you renovate, you make the choice that protects your home's value rather than quietly destroys it. If this video helped you think differently about your home, I have one on 7 home trends that are already looking dated, plus another on 5 bathroom features that boost resale instead of hurting it. Links are in the description. I will see you in the next one.